It's been 5 years that I've been working on global warming. Here we are in mid-June of 2019. I began to work either in 2013 or 14. But today was a very good day. And the reason it's a good day was because I was able to satisfy a long-term dream that I had about how can we visualize what's going on with global warming in such a way that people would really understand it. And so next week I'm going to be in Nashville presenting um, the results of what I call my phase 3 work, which is the work completed in 2018 and 19 on global warming. And today I got a chance to work with a very talented guy, my friend Alan Walker. I want to switch over to show you a couple things. I'm writing this article called Living the Analytics Dream with the help of Alan Walker. And Alan is a very talented guy who works for Mapbox, who's doing some truly amazing work with proof of concept work on different kinds of platforms with different agendas, and he and I get to collaborate and work together on a variety of things. And so this is one of the things that I was able to do today. And I want to just show you real quick here. This is my presentation for the Alteryx Inspire conference, which is using 100 million temperature readings to understand global warming. And what it builds towards through 40 or 50 slides here as I go down through it, what it builds towards is an understanding of the spatial and temporal variation in global warming. And when we use the term global warming, we use that term because overall the temperatures, when averaged out over the surface of the earth, are going up. But when you begin to break it down in fine detail, there are changes that are going on that are both heating and cooling changes, and that's what I'm trying to visualize. So I want to show you something that Alan produced for me today, which changes the game for me, and it's kind of my analytic dream. So here we are with a picture of the Earth, and right now what I'm going to show you is limited solely to the United States, but you can imagine we could pick any country here and the same type of functionality would exist as what I'm about to show you. So if I zoom into the United States, for example, and I want to know what's happened in the state of Wyoming over time with respect to global warming. And so what we see here is a graphic. Now this is the change that has happened over 57 years from the year 1960 to 2017. And these are daily calculations for the state of Wyoming, all the monitoring stations taken en masse, averaged out. And we can see, for example, in deep winter, that the average temperature has risen 2.02 degrees Fahrenheit. So these are the discrete daily changes. Down here is a 7-day moving average. So when we see the moving average chart being red, being in the heating zone, that means we have 7-day moving averages that are higher than 1960. And when they're in the blue zone, it means there's been cooling. So you can see we have full functionality here in this Tableau dashboard in the context of this Mapbox image. This type of functionality allows me then to say what's happened in Maine. I can click in Maine, I can get instantaneous response. I can see that we have some really significant heating here in the beginning of winter. I can contrast that with what's going on in, for example, Arkansas. And in Arkansas, I don't see that same degree of initial heating in winter, but I do see some significant cooling in the spring and summer. So each state has its own signature. If we look at Arizona, for example, Arizona shows a very pronounced amount of heating throughout the year. In fact, almost every month has got more heating than the global average of 1.69 degrees F. What's interesting about this is, like I said, you could imagine if I have every country loaded in here, which I'll be able to do, I just haven't done it yet, is I could look at Hawaii out in the middle of the ocean. And what do we see for Hawaii? Well, we don't really see much at all. We don't see a global warming impact. basically everything is in the 2017 time frame. The trend models all pretty much indicate that there isn't much change in Hawaii. In contrast to that, we could go up and investigate Alaska. We could say what's happened up here. In a huge contrast, we see that Alaska is absolutely getting hammered by global warming. We see 4.8 degrees in the deep winter, 3.5 in the spring, 1.8 in the summer, 2.0 in the fall, and 5.4 in the beginning of the winter. So the profound heating going on in Alaska is far in excess of the global average number of 1.69. In fact, there's only been 3 little 7-day blips here where there's been any directional cooling in Alaska. So this functionality here, where I could literally pick any state and get an interactive Tableau dashboard, is what Ellen helped me build today. And I think it's a really interesting example of what's going to be possible in the future with analytics. I think that this brings the entire world into focus for me. I can augment what I've done here with the U.S. with the charts, with the interactivity of any country. And so if I clicked Algeria, I could see what's happened in Algeria, or I could go up to Norway and check that out. So that's what I wanted to show today. That's my analytics dream, as shown here, real-time interrogation of global warming with interactive Tableau dashboards. You can see the interactivity through the tooltips, and this integration of Mapbox combined with Tableau combined with Alteryx to generate the custom data sources is the future of analytics, and this is the way it's being done now. This is state-of-the-art stuff. Very cool, very informative, and I'm glad to be able to show it to you. Thanks for listening. Kenny Cool, episode 18.